So today students, we are going to talk about one-stroke brush painting. Also we are going to discuss all about how we can use the brushes in a proper way and what are the different kind of brushes. So as you can see, this is a one-stroke painting, or you can just say stroke art that is done using watercolors. So we are going to learn about how to make different flowers with the help of watercolors, and also we are going to discuss the use of different brushes. So let's get started. So first we are going to talk about different kind of brushes. So you should know the difference between the round brush and the flat brush. This is a flat one because it has a flat surface, whereas this is known as the round brush. It's round. So mainly this kind of big flat brush we use when we have to color the big surface, especially like when we are doing the sky, like I have used here in this painting. Not exactly this big, but I have used the smaller one. So we need to see, if you're working on a big canvas, then you can go with a big flat brush if you just need to cover the whole surface. But usually mostly we use the round brush for small details, and also I prefer using the small flat brush for making few details, or if I have to cover the big area. So but yeah, it's your choice. Whichever you feel comfortable with, you can work with that. So mostly we work with round brush, whereas we use flat brush for different strokes, and for especially covering the big area we use the big one. This is a fan brush that is used to give the effect of, like when we are doing a tree or a realistic tree, or you need some texture, so you can use this one. It's a bit rare the use of this one, but as you can have it, or even if you don't have, you can use these ones. Alright, let's get started. So I hope you understand about the brushes. What is the proper way of using the brushes we will discuss here. So here I'm having a watercolor palette. This is like, like it's a baked one, because these paints cannot be used until you wet them with water. So if you are using this kind of palette, you need to make sure how to use it properly with water. If you have the tubes ones, then no worries, you can just squeeze in your palette and you can use, but this is more comfortable for the beginners. So let's start. Firstly, I'm going to use a round brush. Let me remove this. Okay, so what you need to do first, you need to wet your brush with water. When we are using the watercolor, we need to make sure even the water is clean when we are applying the another color. So now your brush is ready to use, so let's choose a color. As you can see, the colors are dry, so it takes time. You can't get it in first way. See, it's a bit light. We need a proper color, so you need to rub it a little more until the color is nicely coming out. Okay, that sounds better. Okay, make sure the brush is pointed when you are using it. It should be pointed. When you press more, it's gonna be thick, but when you are not pressing more, it's going to be thin. So we need to understand this as well. When we use it like we are pressing it, it's coming thick stroke. But when you want like a tiny stroke, so you just need to be very, very, very lightly. You need to press it. As you have already learned in the pencil shading, the tones, like when you are doing lightly, when you are not pressing your pencil too hard, the shade is going to be lighter, but when you are pressing your pencil too hard, you're going to get a darker shade. Same with this, when you are pressing your brush more, you can have a big stroke like this. But when you're not pressing, or you need a delicate line, or you're doing an outline, so you need to hold it very smoothly. So you can see the same brush you can use to make a thin line as well as for a thick line. So it's all depends on your hand how you are using your brush. So that we need to practice thin lines and thick lines. But here not lines, we call it stroke. But when we are working with a pencil, we call it lines, isn't it? Okay, so let's finish the rose. It takes time and you need to be very patient. Otherwise, you can make a mistake. But it's okay. It's okay to make a mistake because we are going to learn with our mistakes. So see, I'm using only one stroke, but here I think I should give a little more, so I'm doing it twice. Press it, leave it. It's easy, just it needs a little practice and then you all can do it. Press it, leave it. So you can see how nicely the flower is coming. Press it, leave it. Okay, I need a little more water. See how carefully I'm dipping. I'm just dipping the tip of my brush. I'm not just squeezing all like this. No, not needed. Until you need to change your color, you don't need to wash the whole brush. You just need to dip it a bit. I just showed you, so I don't need it. So yeah, again I need to take the same because I'm not changing the color. Obviously when you're changing the color, you need to wash your brush properly. But when you're not changing the brush, you can just dip it nicely and you can use it again on the same. Okay, so this stroke I'm gonna convert it into a tiny petal. And I know you're gonna love it once you understand how to use your brush. It's really good to work with watercolors and it's really good for beginners, especially for practicing. Alright, so we're doing well enough. Let's do one more time. Press it, leave it. Okay, we got the flower, now we need to make the leaves. So now this is the time to wash our brush nicely because we are going to change the color. Okay, good to go. Now green, we have various shades of green, we can use any. Even we can make our own shades, like suppose you have less shades, you don't have more, so what you can do, you can mix them to create tints and shade. Tint is a lighter shade of a color and shade is a darker value of the same color. Like suppose I need a light red, so what I can mix? Yes, you're correct. Obviously we can mix a little white with it and you will get a little light, or you can say a pinkish tone. So that also we need to learn with practice. So you need to experiment. Oh, I need more. It's a little watery. So make sure when you are doing, like especially like now I started this color, so I need to rub a little more in the beginning. And later on, once the color will be diluted, it doesn't need that much rubbing. Okay. I'm going to show you some simple kind of leaves as well that you can use in your design. So let's try this one. Okay, zig, zig, zig. It's kind of zigzag one. So how I did it? I did one stroke, I created another, I added one more, and that's it. Okay, so let's try another kind of leaf. I will show you a couple of leaves that you can do with your brush easily. And you can notice in this kind of works or a stroke painting, we don't use a pencil. Especially when you're working with watercolors, you can just go directly with your brush. As in the last class, we practiced directly with a marker to make different motifs. In this class, we are practicing to make directly with the brush. So, 1, 2. You can fill in between or you can leave a little white space. See here, I'm leaving it dark because I need a dark tone. So see, it's looking like light and dark. Similarly, you can use even two colors together. So let's add one more time. 1, 2. Okay, one more time in case you didn't understand. Just see how I am holding my brush and how I am using it for different directions. I need that direction, so I'm holding it this way. 1, 2. Alright, good job. Okay, let's try the another one. This time let's try the blue one. Okay, so these are the simple designs that you can use in your painting. For this one, what I'm going to do, I'm making a line and then 1, 2, 1, 2. Similarly, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, it's coming well. Okay, few more strokes. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright. Okay, you can see I'm leaving it dark and white. I'm not properly mixing or blending the color here. I'm showing the water effect. As you know, watercolors are transparent, so it's better to leave it the way it is rather than mixing everything all over. So like this, we can work one more time. Make a line using less pressure and then 1, 2, 1, 2. Easy? I hope. Okay. You can make it pointed or you can make it rounded leaves. It's up to you. Okay. So let's try one more time. Okay, let's use purple. So what I want you to really understand, it's all about the strokes, the amount of pressure you need to put on your brush, and you need to love the way you are doing it. You need to work very softly with your brush. Don't be really hard with it. Don't be harsh. You need to be doing it very like, like with patience. It should be smooth. Okay, so what else we can try? Okay, let's make a simple flower using strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm leaving it white. Later I can add yellow or any other color. One more time. See, there are two ways. Either you can start it from that corner or you can start from the middle. If you want to start with the middle, you can make a circle first and then you can start from this part. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, done. See, here we have done with a single color. So let's try if we have to use it two colors. Like suppose we need to use purple and blue together. So let's try that. How it will come. 1, 2, 1. Now I just need purple, so we can mix 1, 2. You can see 2 colors are coming. Okay, so you can make it in 2 colors or even in a single color. Okay, that's good enough. So what you need to practice, you need to give pressure and then you need to not give pressure. So that's the thing. See, I did it one color, now I want to add another color. So I took another color and I'm just leaving it like this, and see, it's in 2 colors now. We can do that with any color. We can make it in 2 shades or even in a single shade. This time I'm doing a little big one so you can see the strokes clearly. Okay, in the middle later we can add any other color. So what we do in the design, specifically we repeat. As we have learned, it's all about repetition. So you can repeat the same designs to make more. I hope you liked the video and it's helpful. See you again.